Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Yes We Can Democratic Club February meeting. We have two meetings. Some of you folks are new. We want to let you know what our process is here. Hi, come on in.
Come on in. Plenty of room up here in the front, folks. Chairs.
So basically, we're going to go around and everyone introduce themselves real briefly. No campaign speeches, that comes later. And basically what we have is, we have two meetings tonight. We have our general membership meeting. We start with the basic meeting for everybody so that we don't spend the entire night with you. Then we stay for the executive board meeting and we do our business. We do our finance report and that sort of thing. You're welcome to stay. It's a very quick meeting and it's after we conduct business. In between we'll have a break. We'll have an opportunity drawing. And what we do with the opportunity drawing is we ask you to contribute massively. Huge.
$1 million.
You know, huge was Barney originally, but someone else incorporated.
It's a New York thing.
It's
Yeah,
New York.
I'm from New
Yeah.
York.
I have to
Say-
tell you, it's just
Anyway,
New York.
So buy a ticket, buy 500 tickets. What happens is, whatever the pot is, say it's like, 50 bucks, you get 25, the club gets the other 25.
50-50.
But legally we can't say that. It's an opportunity draw.
The hell with it. Let them arrest me. It's a raffle. Oh my God. Anyway, so what a lot of people do, not that I'm encouraging this, yes I am, is give the whole amount if you win, give the whole amount to the club, because we need the revenue. All right, so let's start with introductions. I want to start back with Ann and work forward.
Hi, I'm Ann Sullivan.
Boy, that was brief. Ann, let me interrupt here for just a minute. Ann and her lovely sister, Virginia, paid a wonderful fundraiser for Doug
Colonel
Applegate.
Applegate.
We raised $5,000 for the Colonel. We did our bid here in
Who's
Long
the
Beach.
Colonel?
Oh, Colonel Applegate against Darrell Issa. We came within 2,000 votes, 2,400 votes. Yeah, and he's running again in 18, so this is not over yet.
Against the wealthiest person in Congress.
So Ann
2,000 votes.
We'll
has
be
her
doing
chops in.
another one.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we can. Okay. Mama Diwali.
Elaine Dupali.
Well,
And-
say, Mom, you're what?
Okay, I'm
My mother.
president of the Cuban Democratic Club, 50 AAE delegates, and delegate to the state central.
Perfect. If you're a delegate, announce it when you're coming around. Jerry.
Yeah, I'm Jerry Garcia. I'm a progressive advocate, and that's me.
And you're a union.
Yes,
guy.
I'm
All
a
right.
union man of the ILWU.
And a great supporter.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry. And he helped drive buses on the Pride Parade last week.
Yes, he did.
Not buses, trucks.
This is our driver.
All right, cool. Next up, please. Al?
Oh.
Allied Advisor, specifically, I'm nobody, but I'm your friendly neighborhood realtor. If you need to buy, sell,
I said no speeches, no commercials. I forgot that part. Anyway, Al is a loyal member of the club, helps us with our tabling efforts.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Next.
Hi, I'm Linda Fell. This is my first meeting, and
Welcome.
I'm a good friend of Shana Bloom's.
All right.
Right.
We won't hold that against you.
Who's Shannon?
Go ahead, and
Kenny Arnold, I recognize some of the faces. I haven't been in one of your meetings before though, but I'm from up in Harbor City, usually in the San Pedro Democratic Club or the Progressive Democratic Club up there.
and he's one of our featured speakers tonight.
And you're what? What are you doing?
Running
I'm
for
for LA City Council, District 15.
next door. Here, here.
Yes.
Thank you. Next row, up here. Go ahead.
Molly Logan, new here, and I've never been to a Democratic Club meeting.
Oh my God. A Democratic Club newbie. All right, sir. Welcome, welcome.
Paula Stewart, first time at this Democratic Club. Been to some other Democratic things over the years.
Perfect. Thank you, welcome. Next over there, go ahead.
I'm Leanna Noble, live in downtown Long Beach. I've never been to a Democratic Club meeting like Molly, so obviously I'm very new to this.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome. And right here.
Connie Rich, and I've belonged really since the very beginning, but I don't come every single month, but I'm very loyal.
Yes. Oh, she's good.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Connie.
Jeannie Kyle. I'm progressive and kind of new to this club, but
New member.
loyal as well.
Hello, new members.
Involved.
And Jeannie is a member of our web committee, and we'll be having a report from the committee later on.
I'm Nathan Tushnet, and I'm actually a delegate. I was one of the ADEM.
Yay, delegate.
I've been around.
Nate and I actually invented progressive politics.
It's on her business card. I didn't know.
Go ahead, sir.
My name's Carl Cutman. I'm also a newbie to the club. My wife and I lived a block away.
Oh, hey neighbor.
We just moved, but we're still in Long Beach.
Where'd y'all move from?
We were a block away, and now we're Spring Studebaker.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good, welcome.
Yo Shamaraka, I'm Assembly District 7 delegate.
Shirley Steele, new to this Democratic club.
But Shirley's been involved,
Active. My God,
yeah. What, a year ago, we've really been at it. And her husband David.
Yes, I'm David Steele. I ran to be a delegate in the AD 70, and I've always wanted to be in the Democratic club.
Well, you are now, sir. And the thing that's really cool about them is that David ran, he unfortunately didn't make the final cut, and he and Shirley were part of the support team for our
Network.
delegation on slate. And they're going to Sacramento to be observers at the convention. That's it. All right.
I'm Trisha Navarro, and I'm also a newbie, and it's my first meeting.
Welcome. Somebody has to have a first meeting sometime.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
Mark Cross, and I'm treasurer of the club.
Yay.
And he's on the website committee, and he helped run one of the campaign offices. I won't mention which campaign, but in this last cycle, helped us out a lot. He was there from 4:30 in the morning till midnight.
Champion.
Okay,
Good show, Mark.
and he's now found a place where he doesn't have to work that hard.
Helped a lot with the
Yes.
ADEM
Yes.
election. too,
Yes.
Absolutely,
I
one
have
of
to
our
say.
key support people in the ADEMs. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Shayna Bloom, I'm the secretary.
That's it.
Secretary of what?
Secretary. I was a secretary, I always hated it, but I do that for you guys.
No, come on, do a little more credential. You've been involved.
I was in
probably before.
Occupy Long Beach.
Occupy.
Just a lot of different causes in Long Beach. Housing Authority, Long Beach.
And you're a neighbor too.
I'm a neighbor.
Absolutely. Cool. Chris.
Hey, everybody. My name is Chris Ridmolly. I'm vice president of the Espana Democratic Club. Back in 2012, I was elected a delegate for the Obama re-election. Went to Charlotte, North Carolina. Wonderful experience. Was elected most recently as an ADEM delegate in the Blue Revolution, folks. Blue Revolution. Yes, we're taking over. We're reforming the California Democratic Party, and then also in up in Cerritos, my mama's club, where she's co-president, treasurer of the Hubert Humphrey Democratic Club.
What kind of an activist guy? So let's go, Helen.
Kimberly Alice.
Okay.
He's done?
Yeah.
Jeannie, could you stand up?
Why?
Just,
Do a cartwheel.
I already introduced
I know, I'm with her.
You mean she's with me? Wait a minute.
No, I'm with her. Mansour, do the media work, and our Revolution group in Long Beach.
No.
And Blue Revolution in Long Beach, and we did a lot of work for the ADEMs.
Yes, you did.
Cool. Bravo. Okay, go ahead.
My name's Phil Geeson, and I live a couple blocks away too, but I've been working with this group, and I've been with a few other groups now too. We have to do something,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I'm really glad to see you here. Thank you so much.
And Phil, last year in LA County was the 2016 Democrat
that's right.
Volunteer of the Year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Phil.
I'm Lynn Smothers Reese. I also live
Stand up,
downtown.
stand up, so I can see
I have
it.
to stand up?
Yeah, of course. Principal.
I've been a member since 2010, I think.
Right. And past treasurer got us through the lean years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Stuart Borden. I'm one of the club techies and media committee chair and longtime member.
Bravo.
And rousing rabble these days.
Bravo.
Since a lot of you guys are new, I'm going to try to keep this as abbreviated as possible. I started out in the political arena in 1961 as an organizer for Congress of Racial Equality in Washington, D.C. So I've been at it for a while, on the correct side of history, I think. I've been president of this club since 2010. Actually 2009 and a half, whatever, for a while. And I am here because this is where we have to be. It's in living rooms like this that we're gonna stop this nonsense, okay? This is the Blue Revolution. A couple people came in and I said, why do you have so many chairs out? Because you know what? Things are happening, things are moving. Usually we have 10
People
people,
are motivated.
so it's moving, all right?
Yes.
And we're part of this new movement. A little bit about the Blue Revolution slate, for those of you who don't know about it. Basically what we try to do is put together a slate of candidates to run to serve on the Central Committee of the Democratic Party of California, who represent progressive values, who are supporting Kimberly Ellis for chair of the party to move that agenda forward, and who represented the best of both the BS and the HRC campaigns. I won't mention the names because it creates
Doesn't matter anymore.
problem.
And
it doesn't matter anymore, okay?
Doesn't matter
One
anymore.
is now a leader of the party, the other is going to support. That's fine. What we need to do is move forward, and that's what we're here all about tonight. And we have a pretty full agenda, so I don't want to belabor the point, but I welcome everybody here. I hope you all come back, the newbies. I hope you like what you hear and see tonight, because this is what happens. Over here you see a couple of red-handled gadgets. Those are button makers.
They're a pod making machine.
No, that's in the other room. Anyway, basically, you know, the anti-war movement, in my day, we had a thing called a Gestetner machine. Most of you don't know what that is. That's
Could you tell us?
Gestetner, I'm going to tell you quickly. It's between a mimeograph and a Xerox. And it was like the printing press for the anti-war movement in 1969 and 70, which I also involved with. So basically, that is our new printing press. What we do, give me a ball.
Right here, just look at my shirt.
What we do is we make campaign buttons. We made the campaign buttons for Doug Applegate, the colonel, down against ISIL. We made all of his buttons. We made the buttons for Masto, Catherine Cortez Masto.
Tammy Duckworth in Illinois, who's just elected federal senator.
This is one of the things we do.
Yeah, we send them out throughout.
Here's the secret. You can't tell anybody outside this room. These things cost us to make 11 cents, including printing by a union shop. All right? That's what we do. I mean, that's one of the things we do. All right, so basically, this is kind of like a nexus of what we're going to try to accomplish, and we really want you guys to be with us. All right? Thank you. It's back to me. All right.
Yeah, back to
everybody. Okay. Calling to order the general membership meeting. Tonight we have two considerations for endorsement. First, I'd like to introduce our speaker for the night, Katie Arnold, who's running for LA City Council in the 15th District of LA. And I will tell you, we did not invite all the candidates. There were two other candidates. The reason we didn't do that, this election's March 7th. Our meeting is the day before that. So we didn't have time to do that, and frankly, there are other reasons, but we won't get into it.
We don't go out and vet candidates. If they
We are
want
not like
endorsement,
some clubs, if they want an endorsement, they approach us, or the people who support them approach us, then we consider that endorsement. So tonight I want to introduce Kanie. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Ron, Kanie.
Come on up here. Come over here. We have a video going here.
How long you want me to talk?
Yeah, just don't say anything you don't want recorded.
How much time do you want me to?
5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes? Wow.
Zoom in.
That's a lot of time.
No,
you can cut it down, it's fine.
Let's go to 3
Okay,
minutes.
my name's Katie Arnold. Quick history, I guess, recent history. I am retired from the United States Air Force, not military, but civilian. I started working in 1979 for the Navy down in San Diego in logistics. Headed back east, worked there in Philadelphia and DC, ended up at NavAir, and said, wow, this is like really cold back here, back east, and I want to get back home. So I ended up coming back, worked in Los Angeles, the LA Air Force Base, Space and Missile Center for 28 years. So I've got a heavy background in program management and understand bureaucracy from the inside, from the executive branch. Decided to retire in 2011 because, you know, there's only so much bureaucracy you can deal with. After 32 years, I had enough, so I said, let me give it a break. So for 2 weeks, that was great. You know, and anybody who hasn't retired, first 2 weeks are great. After that, you better have a plan, because otherwise you're just you're looking at walls.
I love it.
For some people, it's great. For people like me that need to do something, it can drive you batty. So all of a sudden, Bernie started running, and I thought that was quaint because he's been my hero for many years. And I thought, wow, I really want to help get him up to 5% because I know he'll be able to get at least to 5%. And then all of a sudden, I went to the sports arena, and there's 20-some-odd thousand people there. I said, wow, this is for real. And then I got more excited, and so I joined on, and we started a little group in South Bay, and then the South Bay group was big enough, and did the harbor, and so anyway, that's right, we're not supposed to mention it. Anyway, I did that BS for a while, and then now we're here where we're at, and along the same time, Joe Buscaino, the incumbent in the council district that I'm in, had a homelessness forum, and I thought, okay, why not? I'm retired, I can go help homeless people. And I went to Harbor Interfaith, which is the local homeless shelter and service provider for our area. And I thought, good, all I have to do is go out, talk to some homeless people, get them motivated, and we'll get them right into a place. Yeah, I was naive. Turns out it takes 6 months just of driving people, and I helped with one family, helping drive a mom around to DPSS to get some paperwork. Another place to get shots, another place for this, back to the hotel, the voucher ran out, so people have to get together and collect money so she can stay in a hotel instead of staying on the street. Long story short, the system's broken. I did some research. There's a lot better way to do things, a thing called housing first.
Yeah.
You get people right into housing, you give them services, and stay with them, and voila, turns out they're productive.
Works.
Doesn't cost any more, and at the end, you've got a productive person instead of that same person on the street, you know, trying to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, which if you try, it never works. So that's what got me started, and then I started looking at Clerk Connect in LA to see all the little motions that go on, and I noticed a pattern, 15-0. Every time there's an election or a vote, it's 15-0. And I started investigating more, and I looked at the names of who's contributing, and then all of a sudden, the LA Times came out with an article and confirmed one of my suspicions about money laundering and how money goes to politicians through a developer, and then, you know, the politician okays that development that they had just turned down, that the planning commission had turned down 6 months earlier. All of a sudden, the council person is pushing it through. So anyway, long story short, there's a number of reasons I'm running. Main reasons are I just don't feel the current incumbent is being transparent enough with people. There's a number of cases, for example, a storage facility for homeless belongings that after a year of a task force working without talking with the community, they came up with this idea to put next to an elementary school. Didn't tell anybody though. In fact, the community had to find out on its own, and then the councilman was forced to actually have a meeting and talk to people, and found out people didn't like the idea, and didn't like the idea of having things done behind their back in secret. So I started to run, and then the more I've run, the more people have come out of the woodwork with horror stories of, you know, backroom deals and how they've been, you know, threatened to not either run themselves or not to say things that they shouldn't say, and I won't talk about a lot of that, but you know, I guess at this point I mainly want to just open it up to questions on things that you're concerned with, and that way I can address your issues and understand your thoughts and feelings better.
Whose seat are you running for?
Joe Buscaino is the...
What number?
District 15.
Starting at the
District
port,
15
San
starts
Pedro.
at the port, San Pedro, Wilmington, Harbor City, Harbor Gateway, and Watts.
That's
So
that long,
it's that long, narrow
Corridor,
strip that
No, no,
connects
it's
the
our
ports
neighbor.
of the city.
Yeah.
It's, no, it's LA, it's LA City.
people don't realize that San
Yeah.
Pedro is not a separate city.
Yeah.
We're in LA.
It's part
Yeah.
of LA City?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, it's part of LA.
Yeah.
By
It was Janice Hahn's old seat,
One at a
right?
time, one time.
Janice Hahn's old
Janice Hahn's
seat.
old seat,
In fact,
yeah.
I just saw Janice Hahn at First Thursday.
She endorsed
She
it.
just walked right by my table and I
Yeah.
said, "Hi Janice, I'm running against Joe," and she said she knew. No, she's not.
No.
She has to support the incumbent. That's the way
Yeah,
it is.
that's mine.
Does things we wanna
That's
change.
why, but anyway.
That's mine.
Go ahead,
Saying
Connie.
that's what it
One
is.
at a time, please, Connie.
Isn't there a new measure for the homeless in LA?
HHH had just passed.
Yeah.
And I was torn on that one because of the Housing First idea. I knew
Right.
that really if we just rearranged resources, I think we could have done the same job without spending 1.2 billion. Maybe it would have taken 600 million, I don't know. But that's another thing that I want to make sure we start doing better with the city that I'm used to with the Air Force, and that is doing a life cycle study of what we're doing when we pass a bill like that, so that we understand, okay, we're spending 1.2 billion, but we know we're going to save on police and sanitation down the road, and do we really need to spend the 1.2 billion, or could we have done 600 million floats and bonds and then be fine with the savings later on? You don't see that kind of analysis being done. It becomes a, you know, we hate the homeless, get them out of here, not in my backyard, versus the, oh, you know, we've got to do something. We can do better by voters by getting more information out.
Got a question
But
for
to
you.
answer your question, yes, HHH, and then H is coming up
Yeah.
for the county, and that's for the services side. HHH was for
okay.
the housing, H is for the services. I definitely support that one because there's just not enough services anywhere.
Can I ask you a loaded question?
Yes.
Okay, you come from an area that had a recent upset in the congressional race. Okay, and I think that it's safe to say there was a progressive response to the establishment endorsement of another candidate with the
Say their
election.
names.
Better go. So,
Right.
okay, is she endorsed?
She's not endorsed. As I mentioned, elected officials are
Tend to
highly
go with
unlikely
incumbents.
to endorse
All right.
Yeah.
grassroots candidate because if they endorse, and especially, Joe has $300,000 in campaign donations. I have about 1/100th of that. So they're looking at, you know, they would endorse if they knew I was gonna win, but they're not gonna, elected officials aren't gonna take a
Okay,
chance.
got it.
Money
Chris?
talks. So here's my question is that, so we've assisted in electing people to office, and then down the road, all of a sudden they vote that which is not which we elected them to vote for.
Right.
And they get in this dynamic, and what was the terminology that, oh, you get elected into office, and.
Well, you move from being a candidate looking for support from the people to having to govern and having to worry about whose toes you step on.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we were told verbatim.
By a
Sure.
candidate, we
We can
got
take-
When you're elected, then you have to, oh, thank you.
Yeah, you
It
take
was,
over
we were
our
told,
system.
then you have to worry about whose toes you step on. Whose toes are you worried about stepping on?
I'm not too worried about stepping on toes. I'm 60 years old, I'm retired, I'm not in this for the money.
Well, that's good, because there isn't any.
LA City Council's $189,000 a year.
Not if you play it.
Yeah, it's 189 grand a year.
You know, the incumbent gets, you know, more than money, $300,000 in campaign contributions, about $300,000 per year in office holder contributions, which can be spent very loosely, as long as it's somehow city-related, including trips to Italy, sister courts, that kind of thing. But to answer your question is I'm not worried about stepping on toes because I'm retired. If I get in 5.5 years later, I'm not in, whatever, I'm retired again.
And usually you wear sandals, so it's not.
Yeah, usually I'm not dressed up like this. I'm dressed up like this because I went to a port commissioner meeting this morning. I was too lazy to change out of it.
Let me ask you a question about the port. Here in the Long Beach side, we have some issues with some augmentation of the rail, moving it in too closer
Right.
to to populated areas. That's a Long Beach issue, but there's also an LA issue. Where do you stand on that with the port and its expansion, the need for, their expressed need for expansion and potential integration of the environment?
Right, we have some of an advantage on our side because we've got the Alameda corridor that's already built. The problem though is we still have.
The rail corridor.
Right, the rail corridor.
Yeah.
Of course, we still have the dirty trucks.
Right.
And I just went to a clean air action plan the other day, and I'm not at all satisfied that the port's doing everything it can to do a good job of cleaning up, you know, the trucks, the terminals, the boats. Again, you get into some of those little backroom deals of there's people currently in, you know, it's just like the buggy whip people, you know. The buggy whip people didn't want the cars to come along, so
Right.
they slowed it down. Now we got cars.
NIMBY.
And NIMBY, and, you know, people want to
Not in my backyard.
people want to keep their, you know, business going, so. It's that kind of thing, but that's what I want to try to get into, is to break some of that loose. And, you know, if I'm a 14-1 vote and I'm the one every time, whatever, the nice thing is that gets some press. That one vote gets press. Who is this crazy guy who votes different than the other
Well,
14?
we could say we're behind you.
And then I can say, you know, people here are behind me. And
Well, not yet, we have to vote on it.
And most, well, she's behind me.
That's
locked in.
Of course, she's halfway through the drink, so they.
Any other questions for Kenny? All right, this,
Wait, who's your, is opposed to the incumbent, who's your, say, other top two opposition?
Runner mates.
Okay, we had 5 people trying to get signatures.
Oh.
Joe Buscaino, who is the incumbent, myself, James Preston Allen, who's the editor of Random Links, Cheyenne Bryant, and Noel Gould. James Preston Allen did not get enough signatures, and Cheyenne Bryant, who's the president of the NAACP chapter of San Pedro and Wilmington, did not get enough votes. So it's Joe Buscaino, myself, and Noel Gould.
And then, actually, I should have more clarified, but
Sure.
what, say, industries or entities, as opposed to individuals, are your top two opposition that do not want you elected because of your progressive values?
Who would not want me?
Yeah, who does not want you, not an individual, but an entity or an organization because of your viewpoints and your principles?
The things that the industries that I would think would be against me would be the oil refineries, and especially Rancho LPG, which has a storage facility up in San Pedro. It's a whole nother story of
And that's
nightmare.
a petrol storage facility, what is it?
Yeah, it's a highly toxic or highly flammable storage tank up along the earthquake fault in San Pedro.
Oh, that sounds healthy.
what could go wrong?
So they would be against me, and oil refineries would be against me.
Okay.
And, probably car companies, you know, related to that want to stay behind.
What about unions? For and against?
Unions are gonna have, I'm gonna have to talk with unions more, because having concern with oil refineries and wanting to transition to more green technology, they're gonna have a concern that I'm for a just transition so that people aren't put out of jobs, and that's part of what I have to be able to do a good job of. Working with the union is bringing them to the table and making sure that, you know, yeah, refinery, maybe Valero is gonna be, you know, slowly losing some work, going to be impacted, but we need to take care of the workers. And so I need to be able to sit at the table and figure out how to work that with them so that the workers aren't, you know,
Displaced.
aren't our next group of homeless, and we have to
there
go
you go.
work in a whole nother thing.
Okay, any other questions? Yes, back there, Ann.
Hi, a lot of us are from Long Beach.
Mhm.
What will your election provide the Long Beach people?
What my election would provide is, the next time that you have a progressive candidate that's coming up, I can endorse them. Now, I can currently endorse them as a citizen. Now, if I'm a city council member of Los Angeles, I endorse them. has a little bit more meaning, a little more
Wasn't that
weight, a little more
Wasn't that a
weight.
nice way to say what's in it for us?
That was kind of close to that.
Almost nice.
What are you gonna do for me?
No, I got the point, and that's basically it.
Hey, that's not a small thing.
That's.
No, it's not.
All right, so here's a process.
Monsource.
Back there, yes, sir.
All right, so we're in Long Beach. I'm flipping her question.
Okay.
We're not in your district.
Right.
What is it that we can do for you?
Now, that is nice.
That,
It's a nice flip flop.
it's a nice flip.
How
Bad cop, good cop. I like
Yeah,
that.
so what is it that we can do for you and to help you get elected, hopefully? And
Perfectly, then you can endorse me, you can help me with phone banking to people to convince them. You can
What
help
are
me
your chances
get
of
lawn
winning?
signs out, even small donations, I'll be
Money.
frank with you. I don't need
Yeah.
huge donations. People, in fact, most people think you've got to have your $300,000. We've got Facebook now, we've got Twitter. You know, how did that guy that's in the office now get elected?
The orange one.
He used Twitter and he got free media. And I've got Twitter and I've got Facebook. And if you help me with social networking and some phone calls and maybe help get some lawn signs out.
And the Green Party is supporting
And
you.
buttons.
Oh, buttons, we can do that.
I'm sorry.
Ron,
Buttons.
Ron, the Green Party is supporting you as well, right?
Yes, the Green Party, the Green Party was supporting me because I do have to say that I did.
It's fine.
Exit.
No, it's fine.
I did exit for a while and then I came back.
Yeah, that's
A lot of
fine.
no shame, a lot of
Messing
shame.
around.
No shame in that.
No,
No
there's
shame.
nothing.
So the
Yeah.
Green Party was fine
Okay.
with me, but they can't officially endorse me anymore. And
First,
They
last
like me.
question, please. Anybody? Okay, what I'm gonna ask you to do, Kenny, if you don't mind, step outside, walk down a half a block, so you're not in earshot. We're gonna
Okay.
consider an endorsement, and I'll come get someone from
I'm
you.
on the back there.
Okay.
No, please, all right. Be sure to do that way, that's what we do.
This is the custom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just a half block. Not too far away so we can yell like.
Yeah, all right, 30 seconds.
All right, here's our process, and yes, we can. I have the bylaws, if anyone wants to read them, I will make them succinct for you. Could you shut the door, please? So basically what we have is a process that allows us a lot of flexibility. Some clubs have different processes, and that's fine. Ours is that we can decide to endorse, we can decide to not endorse, and after that we can talk about levels of support if we endorse someone. So the rules are, you have to have been a dues-paying member of the club 21 days before tonight. So you all know your own status, so if you just came in first meeting, you're gonna vote on this, got it? Then, sit down, Mark. So basically, it takes a 2/3 or 60% rule, 6 1/3, whatever it is, to have an endorsement or a non-endorsement, okay? So we're just gonna do a request for a motion to endorse Kaney Arnold for the 15th District, City of Los Angeles. Is there such a motion?
I propose the motion.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion? I will, yes, go ahead.
Question I have is that if we do.
No, discussion, no question. Go ahead.
Okay, discuss, as
Yeah.
a discussion question, that if we are to support him, just like he said about lawn signs and stuff, we have in the hopper, a couple of other people we're looking at, like we were gonna have the fundraiser at Ann's sister's house. And all
Right.
that, is that going to impact the amount of time that we all have to do it?
There are two questions to answer your question. First question is, do we endorse? Second question will be, to what level do we support the endorsement? Okay? All right, any other discussion?
And when is this election?
March 7th, that's why we're moving fairly quickly with this. That's why we're not doing a more formal process for other candidates. Let me add this. I don't know Katie that well, but he and I went to Vegas in February, a year ago, to serve as caucus monitors. We had different roles. We represented, a lot of us were for one campaign versus another, but when we were there, we were ecumenical. Okay, we wore shirts over our campaign shirts. We ran caucuses. And I will tell you another horror story, other horror stories about how stupid the caucus process is, but not tonight. He was there. This guy is a true activist, and I think he merits our support. That's the end of my comment. Anyone else's comment?
Call for the question.
Okay, any objection to calling for the question? All those in favor who can vote, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? I think that was 2/3. Do me a favor, Gary, could call them in, please? Oh, wait, before you do that, next, part 2. All right. Sorry, what?
I said I abstained.
All right, we have one abstention. One abstention.
First time I've laid eyes on it.
That's all right, that's fair, that's fair. Okay, so we have one abstention. So what I want to do now is entertain a motion for some level of support to his campaign. It can be monetary, it can be programmatic, it can be some, I will pre-warn you, before you do that, we're going to have a finance report for the e-board in a minute, in a little bit. We only have about $85, so we're not flush. But we have a fundraiser in the works, and we can do a fundraiser for them. There's a lot of things we could do. At minimum, we do have button supplies, we can start that right away. So someone want to entertain a motion for level of support?
I would entertain the motion to, where are you moving to?
You say Long Beach. No, it's not entertain, it move.
No, I will move to, we will make him buttons at this point in time.
Okay, all right, anyone wants to add to that?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Or discussion?
You're right. My thought would be that until we have more discussion about the other candidate and what we plan to do and the $85, my goodness gracious, then I think maybe we couldn't we always add to the support?
Of course, yes.
Yes.
So
Let's
why
start
don't
with
we
that,
start
good point. All right, good discussion, yes.
So the other thing I'd say is that when we publicize our support, we also give his office hours.
Yes.
So that people who want to, with our support, can go, will know where to go and when.
I would entertain a friendly amendment that we utilize our access to free social media to promote, including our website, Facebook,
Right, exactly.
et cetera, okay? All right, any other question on that? We have a call. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead and get him, please. Yes.
It's probably freezing out there.
I can't see behind the sun.
No, abstentions. I wondered if we had another abstention.
Is there any abstention?
Abstention.
Oh, any
Call
abstention?
for an
Not
abstention.
absent. Steps.
Well, if the club has agreed to endorse.
You're gonna go.
Very pragmatic moment.
I love someone who keeps this
That's why
process.
she was such a good secretary or
All
treasurer.
right, does everybody have the,
No, they don't.
where's all, I printed this stuff out, we don't have it.
I have a minute, yeah.
No, not the minutes.
Everybody have the agenda.
No, this is the next item of it on the agenda is the anti-fracking petition. Do we have that out there? So we're gonna have the anti-fracking language.
I didn't see this. What are you talking
It was
about?
all on the table. I don't know where it went. There we go. All right, please pass this around. This is the second endorsement issue we have tonight. And that is to support or not the petition to making Long Beach an anti-fracking city.
Wait, Rosen. What? Our
Yeah,
candidate just walked in the door.
I know, and that's what he's on. Pass it around. Okay, Kenny, very pleased to announce that the Yes We Can Democratic Club is endorsing you for your campaign. And what that means is as soon as we raise some money, we'll do more, but right now you get $1. It doesn't have your name on it yet, but it soon will.
It's one button more than I have.
And we're helping with your union activities. All of our buttons have the union bug because they're printed in Union
We
Shop.
haven't printed the union shop.
All right,
Well, I just want to say thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Are there extras here?
the other thing we will be doing is we'll be publicizing on all of our social media.
Tell them how many people we emailed to.
Our email list is 4,600. All right.
Yes.
A third of them are from the BS campaign, and a third of them from the HRC campaign, and the rest are ours. Anyway,
Yes.
it's a collaborative list, and what we do is we will get that word out to them. We will also do our social media with Facebook. And everybody, if you don't realize this, you need to share and cross-share. Everything we put out,
Yep.
burst it out, get it out there. If you don't know how to do that, let us know. We'll teach you. We'll have a workshop on how to boost Facebook and boost presence.
It's amazing. We had a workshop with the ADEMS. Facebook is, what you can do on there is phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
I learned so much.
When do you have another one of those?
We'll set it up. It isn't set up yet. We will do it, yeah.
I
Okay,
just want to say it's not a one-way street.
No.
I will be here helping you too.
thank you.
Call me and let me know.
We're together in
I'm
this.
there.
When you're elected, we're gonna hold you up there.
All right. The next item tonight is consideration of endorsement of the anti-fracking petition to make Long Beach a non-fracking zone, basically. You have the language in front of you. Any questions about the language? Yes.
Oh, back up, but sponsoring.
I'm sorry?
Who is sponsoring?
This is Elliot Gonzalez, who's an activist here locally.
Stop
and-
fracking Long Beach.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, all right. Chair will entertain a motion to consider endorsement of the anti-fracking petition. Someone as a member, say, I move.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, thank you. Is there discussion?
Why do we want to stop fracking?
No fracking good, that's one.
We have
For
enough
one reason, because
earthquakes.
there's literally thousands of miles of these pipelines, oil and gas, all underneath our cities and our homes and our schools and our senior buildings. And they're all ready to implode and totally pollute and have fires and all kinds of other crap. And if we stop fracking, then we can start working on our infrastructure.
Robert,
I'm sorry, what was it? You have to start working on it?
Then we can start working on
is there a
our
question in the back there? Yes. We can't see who it is.
Stand up.
Could you stand up? We can't see, the chair can't see.
Two things.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Fracking, you've seen what's happening in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
With the
earthquakes.
This is on the San Andreas Fault right here. We had a big earthquake in 1933, I think it was. So right there, I think
Bill's
should
behind
be
you,
gained.
next question.
And we would beware of fracking around here.
Right.
Phil, before I do that, let me explain, if you don't know what the process is. Very simply, if you inject fluids with chemicals, whatever, into the ground, it is disrupting the surface of the earth. I think, that's as simple as that. Go ahead.
Well, I moved to Long Beach in '82, and the first Long Beach press telegram I saw was, the headline was fracking, no, it was subsidence abates. That was actually the word, and that we were sinking in, and now they said, okay, it abates, it stopped. I mean, I had to think about what subsidence in that sense was, but you know, we really were sinking. So you put all that water in there, and then it just mixes in with the oil that you're trying to frack for. So, and I was the Head Start director over on the west side, and there were things like in the culverts, they were on fire. I mean, they would, you know, now it didn't blow up any big building, but I mean, you know, if you were living here and all of a sudden you see a fire thing going through your gullies and the water part, so it really is serious. And then you get to Oklahoma and, you know, I mean, the whole thing, so the whole thing's a mess down there, and the way we can stop it is to vote on it. Say no.
Thank you. Any other comment or question? Yes, in the back. Ann.
Playing devil's advocate, is there anything that we gain by fracking?
Yeah, we can drive our cars.
We don't, but oil companies
We
do.
can drive our cars.
In Long Beach.
Absence of future earthquakes,
No,
absence
we get a tax through the oil.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
we do.
a tax on it.
It's a revenue generator in the city of Long Beach.
Unfortunately.
At our state of the state of the city, our mayor stated that his number one, one of his number one issues is to get Long Beach off the dependency of oil. But he iterated that it is one of our number one dependencies right now for all of us to have our curbs, gutters, and pave streets and all this jazz. I mean, it's literally
It's a source of revenue.
It's a source of revenue. So if you're gonna stop revenue from here, that means that we could potentially have a tax on us to pay for that which we're not getting from oil. I mean, come on guys, it's a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's why.
That's why you raised it, that's a good point. Okay,
$4 million a year.
any other comments or,
Al wants
discussion?
right there.
Al?
Al?
Well, I was just about to say, Long Beach makes more than $4 million a year in the oil industry.
That's all?
No more.
It's gotta be around more.
Yeah, but 4 million on the state, the city budget's not that much. Yes,
Yeah, I would just like to add to the thought about this, because of the thousands of miles of pipelines underneath the city right now carrying oil, if fracking continues and there is an earthquake here, which could easily happen, and it breaks those, the cost to take care of that's gonna be a hell of a lot more than the city's gonna
good
get
point.
in extra revenue. That's the thing.
Right,
And
it's
it
a
may
if.
ruin some of our properties and things like that.
Sure.
In place that are irreparable.
irreparable.
Well,
It'll roll your R's. Go ahead.
so what does it mean for us to, I know what it means to endorse a candidate, but what does it mean to endorse no fracking?
What it does is it puts us on a record for supporting this petition, and that will move to other things that happen, but it puts us in that pre-position.
It's on that list, say this petition goes around, endorsed by the Yes We Can Democratic Party.
It's
That's what it
visibility
means.
and publicity, and we would promote it, yes.
And we've got, the council has voted to conduct for the first time ever a comprehensive inventory of this thousands of miles of pipelines, thanks to the District 2 council person.
Janine Pierce, who we supported.
A member of our club.
So there's a growing, we have allies to work on this.
I don't know, but.
But the other
She's talking
concern
about these
that
pipelines.
that it sounds to me like perhaps this Democratic club could help with, is it also will impact jobs, not just city revenue, but jobs. And, you know,
There's our oil islands
we
out
may
there.
be
Yeah.
in a position as taxpayers to speak about why, even as taxpayers, we would support this. And I'm assuming amongst us, we've got some good union contacts, and we could help to reach out to the impacted unions and to their members, so that this does not become the typical
Us
trying to
versus
divide
them.
and conquer
Yeah.
between environmental concerns and union jobs.
Perfect. Go ahead.
I'll abstain.
Okay, does anybody else have a comment? Are we ready to vote? All in favor of supporting and endorsing this petition? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, wonderful, we've done a lot of good work tonight, and we have work to
Haven't even
enforce all
started
this.
yet.
Okay, so now we would like to talk about the ADEM election that occurred on January 7th. Chris Diwali, give us a very brief, please.
Very, oh God, I don't know brief. I know, I take after my mother. This was my mother. So what transpired is, those not familiar with the way the Democratic Party functions, is that there are three demographics of those that represent us within the California Democratic Party. One transpired in June. In June, we had our 7 elected to represent all the Democrats in that county. And then all those 7 Democrats had an alternate, so there's 14 people to represent you.
County ADEM.
No, I'm talking about the county committees.
I know.
No, but they were 7.
Okay, fine.
They always argue.
They were on the county ballot. That was an official election in June.
They're elected.
Like Rosen and I ran, our names are there, we didn't make it. So those 7 people were elected, and they each have an alternate. And those 14 people then, to their discretion, can sign a piece of paper and then become a delegate to the California Democratic Party and have voting rights at the convention in Sacramento. Now, the other ones were, the other third of the 3/3, you know, the 2/3 is the ADEM. The ADEM was an election on January 7th and 8th, and that was in every assembly district. And every assembly district had 14, it's not more.
No, they all have 14.
We had 14 people run, and of those 14 get elected and become representatives of the Democrats in that assembly district. And there's one e-board member which has a lot of power, which from her, I'm even learning this. So there's another 14, which is the other third. And the last third is appointed by our state elected officials. For instance, we have 3 elected officials in the 8070. One is Patrick O'Donnell. He is our assembly district rep. He has 6 appointees, okay? Then we have Ricardo Lara, who he's state senator here. He has another 6 appointees. And then Alan Lontong, who's our congressional representative, has another 6. So there's 18. So
It's rigged, I tell you, it's
so those,
rigged.
those appointed are 18. Those elected were 14 in the ADEM. So we're at a loss right now relative to having Democratic representation within the California Democratic Party.
We're at a loss, you said?
Already, yeah.
Yeah, because it's 2/3.
There's more appointeds than there are electeds
Yeah.
by the people.
Okay.
It's stacked, it's not rigged, it's stacked.
Can you send us that information?
Yeah, we actually had a training, we'll
Okay,
pass it
I
on.
hope we're not going too fast, so let's go
Yeah.
back to June. Let's go back to June real quick. So on your county ballot, and it was kind of cool, because Robeson and I literally, you had the one page over here, which was Hillary and then Bernie, and there was Chris Duvalli and Christopher Robeson, like right across. Oh my God, it was like right across. I was like, oh my God, right across the page. From Secretary of State and a federal senator. It was the coolest thing on earth. And I took a selfie as I was voting, and I was all, look people, I'm important. But anyway, so those 7 people.
What an ego.
Well, no, actually, then I went out because I voted at the Leeway Sailing Center, and I took a selfie with the ocean and the sun. And all my friends back east in the Midwest are all freezing, going to vote, and I'm in a t-shirt or a collar and a polo. But anyway, so at that election, there were 7 county committee members elected in the 80-70. And every one of those 7 people get to select an alternate, another appointed.
Unelected alternate.
Another unelected, somebody appointed that has a vote for the management of the California Democratic Party, which dictates having superdelegates, which dictates, you know,
Fixes in.
all the policies, the bylaws, the platform, everything. So it's more appointed in the California Democratic Party than there is elected representing you. And that's what we had in the Blue Revolution ticket, which
We want to change that.
discuss on that?
Right.
Yeah, that's next, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so he's going to discuss on that. But that was our entire purpose, is us, Nada, Robeson, Yosh, who am I
Well,
missing?
suppose the delegate, raise your hand.
Myself, and that was the entire purpose of us running, was that, wait a minute, and we, you know, it's kind of a learning curve, that the Democratic Party of the state of California is not democratic.
So,
That's why we ran. Thank you.
all right, so basically to continue on from what Chris just told you, what we decided to do was, and I told some of you were here earlier, and I don't want to repeat it in detail, but we put together the slate of progressives. We called it Blue Revolution. We wanted to not talk about the past, we wanted to talk about the future, and anybody who knows where we came from, it was half of one and half of the other. That was deliberate, okay? But it was all for the next state.
Half Hillary, half Bernie, half Bernie,
I
half
didn't want to
Hillary.
have to say those.
It's this now.
But you kind of like need to communicate.
I know, but I don't want to piss anybody off either.
You know, enough political correctness of us.
No,
got
some people are not past that yet, believe me. All right, we're moving forward, and what we're doing is Blue Revolution, okay? So we're going to support Kimberly Ellis, the Yes We Can Democratic Club. For those of you who are not here at the debate, I won't get into, we had a great forum that turned into a debate between Eric Bauman and Kimberly Ellis on the 16th of
But
January.
what are these people running for? They don't know.
State Party Chair, okay? It has to do with the rules, it has to do with the process, ultimately the platform of the Democratic Party in this state, all right? And what we had was, after that meeting, after that debate, we heard from both candidates, we had a caucus. I have minutes here, we'll get into that for the e-board, but basically, it was a meeting of the membership there present that night of the Yes We Can Democratic Club, and again, following the rules I outlined earlier with our endorsements, we endorsed Kimberly Ellis for State Party Chair. All right, so you need to know that. If you have any question about it, you can talk to me or anybody, Chris or anybody who was there that night about it. Okay, but basically, why are we supporting Kimberly? All right, the Blue Revolution AD-70 slate was the only slate in AD-70 that had a platform. That platform consisted of reforms. I distinguish reforms from issues. We have issues we're concerned about. The reforms are very specific sausage-making issues within the party, including why the hell do we have an election on a Saturday where you have to come in person? If you live in Avalon, there's 650 people living, registered Democrats in Avalon, we checked. I talked to all of them now. We checked and that they're there. They were unable to vote unless they paid $40 round-trip boat fare, had to stay overnight because the boat didn't get there in time for the election, overnight 100 whatever, and then an Uber fare, oh, not Uber, Lyft fare, whatever.
No, Uber's good now.
Yeah, they're back on board. Anyway,
Uber's good now.
Something, or a taxi, a union taxi driver, whatever, some transport, another 40 bucks back and forth. So $300 to come vote? I don't think we had anybody from Avalon at our.
No, I didn't. I was there. Us that were running were able to speak.
What we had was.
And I said, is anybody in this room? There's like, God,
you did
God, there are like
yeah.
400 people in the room.
Yeah.
And I said, is anybody here from Avalon? Anybody here from
Not a
Avalon?
lot of hands went up.
Nobody raised their hand.
But here's the thing.
Voter suppression. That's what it is, folks.
Voter suppression. It is deliberate. There's a reason for it. Okay? There's a reason for having these elections, or in the case of Nevada, which I mentioned earlier, having a caucus on a Saturday. You're a 19-year-old Latino or a white kid. You're working at Walgreens. You don't have 4 hours to take off and come vote. That is voter suppression. Okay? So that has to stop.
Oh.
What?
So what do you propose as an
These are party elections.
These are party elections.
These are not
Insider
federal
election.
or even state elections. So,
Well, you got nothing wrong about it.
like a private club. No, we've already
That's
tested.
why we ran.
There's no test for that. The test is to get candidates who will put a stop to that. That is issue number 2 on our 12-point specific reform platform. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Yes, we want money out of politics. We want health care for all. We want to stop fracking, and we want to deal with immigration. Those are probably the 4 of the top issues that we all agree with. We are not going to get to those issues until we reform the party, until we get money out of politics. We look at this; it's still going on. All right, that's what we're about. That's why you've got Blue Revolution moving. And the thing that's really cool. This happened spontaneously. No, it didn't. It was
Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, I think there was some organizing
On November
going on.
9th.
Basically, this went all over the state.
That's right.
The Speaker of the
It started
Assembly.
here in this room.
We'd like to.
No bullshit. It
Well,
did. The Blue Revolution started.
That part,
Let
but
me
not the
finish. Let me finish. Basically, what happened is after January 7th and 8th, Speaker Rondon, Anthony Rondon, he's not a bad guy. None of these people are bad people, but they've bought into having to raise money to get elected. And he basically looked at Eric Bauman and people on his staff and said, you guys didn't deliver. You were supposed to deliver all these slates. All of the assembly slates in the state lost, most of it, lost. We have 650 out of 1,100 delegates who elected. Now, as Chris correctly pointed out, it's a wonderful victory, but it ain't over, because we were fighting the machine still.
Let's say who Eric and Kimberly are.
Eric Bauman is the vice chair of the state and the chair of the Los Angeles Democratic Party, and he is corrupt. Let me tell you how corrupt he is, not now, we'll do it at the break. I have some actual evidence on this guy, all right, that affected me and him in that June election. All right, he broke the rules, he broke his own rules. All right, anyway, enough of that, we'll talk about it later. I want you to know why we endorsed. Any question about why we did, we can go on with that.
But
Okay.
what about Kimberly?
Kimberly is the executive director, had been until recently, just
2 days ago.
2 days ago, of Emerge California. Emerge USA is a organization that fosters the development of candidates, women, to run for office. Primarily, but not exclusively, women of color. All right, that's what she does. Yeah.
Emerge. Is that associated with the minority magazine Emerge?
No, it's totally different. It's just a nonprofit political organization. It's probably a PAC. Anyway, basically, she comes out of that. She is a known fundraiser. She's a known progressive. And you keep hearing from Eric Bauman, who's the incumbent, semi-incumbent, because he's vice chair, keep saying, oh, she's a newbie, what does she know? She's never been here. She's been around. She's been doing this, okay? We don't know a lot about her in Southern California. Her base is Northern California. She's from Richmond. outside of Oakland.
Oh, because
All right.
she's a hellraiser. She's
Yeah, she
good.
is a
Yeah,
hellraiser.
she has to be damn
I
good
encourage
and
you.
rich.
She is a,
I encourage
a
you.
hellraiser.
There is an
I love
event,
her.
just got it from Chris tonight, there's an event in Tustin on the 22nd, I think.
Yes.
You should all go.
No.
Send it out to us and put it on.
Yes.
We will.
Yeah, he'll send it out. That's why I forwarded it to
Just got it
Rosen.
tonight. So basically, she has been devolving from emerge or de-emerging, okay, into the
Yeah, I
campaign
like
mode.
that, de-emerge.
Yeah, so she's, you know, we are working, we're on a kitchen
She
cabinet, we've been
emerged
involved with this for a while, okay? Not through the club, just as individuals, all right? Now with the club, we're all involved. Any questions about that? Okay. Then, the other thing I want to tell you, we met with the, Carrie, which Carrie is tonight, one of our secret weapons in winning, our slate winning, was we involved the people from San Pedro.
Yes.
San Pedro, which is in the city of Los Angeles, has been, you know, through gerrymandering, appended to AD 70, all right? They've never had a seat, maybe one.
Assembly
Carrie's had a
District
couple.
70.
No more than one seat. They now have 3 seats out of our 10, okay?
And
That's
we
real
have to
important.
And we have to give them with San Pedro credit.
Yeah, they came out, they organized, and they came out and they did the job.
Do a little, you know, I didn't do justice relative to the ADEM election. Was that we actually had which we call the City Hall slate, which we had a battle against the machine. We had the City Hall slate
And the assembly.
all the electeds and their staff.
Yeah.
So we literally ran against us, working class grassroots activists ran against the machine that literally has thousands and thousands and thousands of people who got the mayor elected, who got city council people elected. And then we had the other one, which was our assembly person through the entire AD 70, who had tens of thousands of people on their list. And out of 14 seats, Blue Revolution took 10.
That's right.
Took 10. None of us worked for any elected official. We work in the private sector. We're retired. We're literally our own individuals, and we became this collective.
You mean January 7th?
Yeah.
7th, yeah.
Now, here's the other secret weapons. Okay, number 1 was San Pedro. Number 2, and I'm sorry, Hillary folks, but we tapped the Bernie energy, okay? The Bernicrats helped us win this. No question about it. I will say it. I'll say it in front of you. I'll say it to all my friends. And I was the Hillary organizer for Long Beach after Bernie.
We opened the Hillary office in Long Beach. No other Democratic club.
Yeah.
7 other Democratic clubs. And this is the reason. The only reason we had an office for the Hillary campaign was Chris Robeson right here.
And
That's
that's the
it.
reason that we have $85 in the bank.
No, Laurel, are you drinking wine? That's why we only have $85.
There's a door back there.
That's why we only have $85.
No, we spent
Hey, if you want to make an omelet, you got to spend money on good eggs. All right.
I wasn't complaining.
I know you weren't, but you had to bring it up.
We
Anyway,
took
here's
in
the
a lot
deal.
of money and we spent a lot of money.
But we still have
on Hillary.
$3,500 coming from
The other
State
secret thing that we
Democratic
did, the other secret thing we did,
$3,500.
this
33,
organization,
33, the vote rate.
which some of you are new here, you need to know this. We invested, yes, we provided a budget of up to $1,000 for the ADEM Blue Revolution. We funded it, okay? Number 2, we organized it. We hired a campaign manager. We did boosted ads on Facebook. We had everything, phone banks,
We were here
canvassing.
3 nights a week.
I mean, we were doing it.
For 2 months,
It was
3
hard
nights a
work,
week.
and I'll tell you,
Oh,
what is the thing that we say about our slate? Grassroots, all right? We don't want to boot everybody out, some of them we do, out of the chairs at the party, the establishment. We show them the exit. Anyway, but we want a seat at the table. If the table ain't big enough, build a bigger fucking table.
That's right.
That's what we said. They're
That's what we
trying
did.
to push us out, and all these elected official staffers are like, well, we're grassroots as well.
right.
But it's like, we're giving
All right, any questions about what we did? Go ahead.
Well, I do want to say that,
Please.
the city hall slate recognize us.
Yes.
I mean, I think the lowest vote of ours was a little bit higher than the highest vote of theirs.
Yeah.
Of our winners.
Yeah.
Of
Yes.
our winners. And they know it. I
They
mean,
know
I know they know.
I know they know.
I know that I'm treated very differently.
Yeah, we have, I get calls from the mayor now. All right, here's the thing. Hi, we have to stay humble with that. But here's the thing. We
absolutely.
did have a meeting with the our Revolution group, which, by the way, the Blue Revolution was 3 organizations, okay? Or 3 entities. Organization, yes, we can. Entity, San Pedro Dem Club, because they couldn't officially endorse, because their leadership was with us. Gary Scoville, Shannon Ross, and Bill Robertson. They won, and they're on the slate. But they really helped make this happen. But the other thing we had was this training session was really this meeting with our Revolution, the other group, Bernie group. So we met with them and had a debrief a week ago.
Yeah.
And Tonya Ranga, who was on the city slate, and Marisol Barajas, who was on the assembly slate, were the only 2 non-Blue Revolution people in that meeting. And they were both sounding very progressive.
I spoke to Marisol today.
Very progressive. So the point is that we have an opportunity and a responsibility to reach out to these folks. That's where we have to put our burners and afterburner. And just go in and say, hey, we're all here for moving forward. Which is real hard because he's now a leader of the Democratic Party. I mean, appointed by Chuck Schumer, he's the outreach guy for the Democratic Party, Bernie Sanders, the senator. Anyway, okay, moving on. Any questions?
Yeah, okay, so
Or
what
observations?
happens now? I mean, just in a nutshell. So we did all this work, we did what we had to do, you guys got elected, 10 of 14, rah, rah, rah. But now what? But, I mean, because we're outnumbered because of the appointees, right? So.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
It's real.
Chris,
Here's the next step.
No, it's a really good question. This is what we do.
What does it
This
say?
is the next step. Kimberly Ellis.
Okay.
No, this is what we're doing right now.
It's not the next step, it's what we're doing already. We are going to get this woman elected. We are going to put down Boss Eric. Boss Eric is corrupt. He is part of the problem. We talked. He was at this debate the other night. I'm sorry you weren't there. It's on video. We have videos of it. If you haven't seen him, please watch. Between he and Kimberly, but basically he is saying, oh well, we have a supermajority. You had a supermajority before.
Yeah.
Did we get single payer health care? No. Do we get money out of politics? No. Do we get any kind of environmental? No. Anything on immigration? No. So what the F? What do we do? All right? What we do now is we support this woman who has pledged to do all of that. She has pledged to take our 14 progressive
actions,
reforms and enact them. She will make it happen. That's what we do. This is real important. Real important. Nothing else we do right now. We can whine and bitch about the orange monster all we want. Can't do much about that. We can write letters, we can protest. We should keep doing that, by the way, because he's counting on us not doing that anymore. Keep doing that. But in the meantime, we have a little stealth thing, because this election, it's not a public election. This is inside the beltway, inside the process, politicking. We need to reach out.
It's cleaning house is what
And here's what we have to do. Real simple.
When is the election?
In May in the convention in
May
Sacramento.
20th.
So we're all out of our own pocket, paying for ourselves a flight to Sacramento.
But the only people
stay
who
in a
can
hotel and
vote
for this woman.
The only people who can vote are the elected delegates. So our job is, one of our organizing stratagems, and I'm glad you brought it up, is to specifically go after the people who got, those of us who got elected, to those there are voters.
The others
go to our voters, expand it, and have Assemblyman Patrick O'Donnell's voters contact him and say, listen, if you want to get another term, you better support Kimberly Ellis. And we do that across the state, we need to do it with our assembly and our senators. Nobody else, our congressman maybe, but not so much. It's a state issue.
Let me understand.
Yeah.
So you threatened O'Donnell and some others, right?
We don't threaten, we just
Yeah, we
promise.
threatened them.
It's time. We're going to primary your ass.
It's time the Democratic Party got a damn spine.
Well, look, you're doing the right thing.
Yes. Okay. Did that answer your question, Laurel? All right. We're going to do now, yes, go ahead.
Well, on that theme of what concretely are we gonna do? And I understand that there's things as the delegates, delegates that you guys can do.
Yeah.
Are you going
Where's
to
that?
at different points
Yeah, we actually have,
mobilize us to call? I mean, I'm on the phone now.
No,
To O'Donnell's office every friggin' day, telling him to leave. And even on the federal level, that he has a responsibility as my rep to
Oh, yeah.
lean on
Yeah.
Lowenthal, to lean on Feinstein, to lean on Harris. So are you going to
Yeah, this is
tell us
part,
how to
yeah,
turn-
absolutely,
Okay.
that's kind of forthcoming. Now, here's what we're gonna do, we're at 25 minutes over. It's an important discussion, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break. There's snacks, some wine, 8 minutes, okay? Come back, then we're gonna have the drawing I said, and you can't leave without putting something in the basket. And then we're gonna have our e-board meeting where you will have some specific understanding of how this club operates.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
we'll get definitive.
But it's only gonna be like 15, 20 minutes, not a long meeting, trust me. We'll get you out of here by 9, I promise, yes.
I just have a few things to mention. Should that be now? Or
If you have for the announcements are,
Announcements are at 10:30.
we don't have any.
What?
No announcements tonight. Go ahead, real quick, announcement, go ahead.
Okay. I have these cards up there. I put them on the table.
That won't, that won't.
This is Housing Long Beach, you guys, if you know who Housing Long Beach is, we're a nonprofit here in Long Beach. We fight for affordable housing for everywhere in Long Beach and renters' rights. We're having our fundraiser on February 16th, and it's $40, and there's loads of food, drinks, music, and you'll hear, and we're honoring Habitat for Humanity because of what they're helping us. And this all helps the whole homeless situation by having affordable housing. And then I also wanted to let you guys know that Unitarian Universal Church on here in Long Beach.
Universalist.
Okay, whatever. You think I would know by now.
On Atherton.
Go ahead.
Atherton and
Bellflower.
Yeah, Atherton.
What, they're on Atherton.
Okay, go ahead, we'll figure out where it is later. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's on Atherton and Bellflower. Anyway, they have a whole program of resist. We just went to the city hall on Tuesday night.
Yes.
And we had a prayer vigil. It was all clergy and different churches, but it was also nonprofits having to do with immigration and justice for all. And we were out there for an hour. Anyway, they have, you can go to the church, you don't have to be a member or anything, you can show up and sign up. They have a whole social justice committee, and they have done more in Long Beach, honestly, you guys, for social justice than I think any other group.
My church, I've been there 25 years.
Well, to be fair, First Congregational and St. Luke's. I mean, Jewish will say this.
Well, this is all, this is, everybody was there from every type of clergy was
But
Okay.
both of those
All right,
have been there,
announcements,
so.
not speeches, okay. All right, we got that, any questions about where that is? Atherton and Bellflower, right off of Bellflower. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, yes.
But, so we were at, it's not yet, but we will be calling on you to help with a policy around zero waste in Long Beach.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna roll it out probably in the next month, and so just a warning, we're gonna be calling on you.
Yeah, mark the calendar alert. Okay, all right, everybody, yes, Ann.
Keep in mind, St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Right.
We're going to
fundraiser.
have some kind of a party, probably at my sister's house.
Probably,
Well,
definitely.
yeah, it'll be at my sister's house, either St. Patrick's Day, maybe the day after, which is a Saturday night.
18?
We're still, that's still
Hangover day.
squishy.
That's fine, okay, so
But just keep in mind it'll be
second and
Roswell. And
Belmont
the
Heights.
idea will be to
Lovely
raise some
home.
money for the club so that we have more money to support the causes that we want to support, wholeheartedly. It will not be a pay at the door, you need $50 to get in or anything.
100.
But the hat will be passed
Right, several times.
several times.
And there'll be green beer.
Just like church, there'll be a couple of collections.
There will be no green beer, it'll
That'll
be
be
Guinness,
black beer, please.
Jameson.
Okay, all right, everybody, it's real important, we spread the word on that. it's gonna help Katie, it's gonna help our endorsed platform and everything. All right, everybody, grab a snack, please stay.
This is my first meeting.
Okay, good, good.
Or do I need, but he doesn't need one.
How much you put in?
Let us know when you have a brain tumor, like, does anybody even know? Like, anybody brain tumor?
So I know, see, yeah, every
just
There you go.
Every teacher.
Wait, Rob.
Everyone's.
Yeah, okay.
No, now we do.
Well, I think I'm just giving it to you.
And I'm a committee chair.
Maybe a little more time.
Give it to him, treasurer.
Yeah, neither am I sold all that.
Guys, I think those sandwiches would taste really good.
Same thing.
I find it.
It's about.
Cheat meat.
You know, get it to you for the cost.
Oh.
That's what I
All right, everybody,
Okay.
reconvening. Clink, clink. All right.
Define crystal.
This is, yes, we can, Crystal. All right, everybody. So we're back in session. This is gonna be very quick. We've got 15 minutes to this meeting. Okay, calling to order, and I'll take a motion to adjourn. Thank you. All right.
So moved.
We have minutes from 2 meetings.
Too late, I'm seconding it.
All right, did everyone see the minutes? If you haven't, pretend you have.
I read them.
Okay. Read them online, good. And then I have, there are 2 sets of minutes. One was for the special meeting we had following the Kimberly Ellis Bauman debate, where we endorsed Kimberly. That was the only piece of business. We have minutes on here just to record that happened. It was a
Is that on
meeting.
this, is that in this
It's
one?
a short one.
It's a short
You
one.
have a short one and a long
Short
one.
or
It's only one of them.
He's
Don't worry
the
about
tall one and he's the short one.
it. Wait a minute.
This is it.
And if it isn't, we'll get it for you. Don't worry about it. I'll get it to you. I'll get it
No,
to you.
that's petition.
Okay, we'll get it to you. All right, so, and the minutes for the January 5th meeting, which was our election night, I had to go in and augment them since Shana submitted them, because we had to take them to the bank and get all of the signatures changed. So there was some legal things we had to put in there. Anyway, they're in there. As I said, the 16th was just one item, and it was a unanimous vote. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the last 2 meetings.
So moved.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Good. Thank you. Financial report, sir.
We have this down, yeah.
We have $85. We've already heard that.
Here's better than
You heard $85? You heard that part? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you to Rob.
Sounds better when they have this one.
Go ahead.
Okay, January, we started out with $1,243.81 in the federal. The state, we had $369.83.
And I spent all of it.
Yep.
And he's proud.
Federal account, 193 membership and dues, 34 in debate raffle, and 500 donation for delegate elections. The state account, we had $300 donation from Lambda Democratic Club. Expenses and reimbursements. Federal account, $1,633.57 is what came out. $1,223.03 reimbursement to Chris Robson.
$120,000 reimbursement to Chris Robson.
And that's just my salary.
Southside Printing, Verizon Wireless, and Staples.
That was expensive.
We had $57 to Caesar Bermende.
Chavez.
How to pronounce his name?
For printing.
Yeah.
$49.75 for Crummett and Associates for a monthly fee. $303.11 to Chris Robson for MailChimp, Seaside Printing, and Staples. State account, $50 annual fee, and $301.80 for Marine Printing. The end of January, federal account, $334.24. State account, $18.03.
And now we're down to $86 actually, after reimbursing Chris some more money.
Well, it makes it sound real
That's a lot of
personal.
money.
So in other words, we need a fundraise.
All right, I have a couple of footnotes to, thank you for the report. To the report, number one, he mentioned some printing for Caesar. What Caesar did during our election is he ran to FedEx and printed our sample ballot 3 times, because we ran out.
Yeah.
We ran out of slate.
750 people.
I mean, we printed a lot of stuff. That marine printing bill, $300, was for 700 slate flyers. We had 800 and some odd people show up at that event. So all of this, takes money. And what I'm happy to do, because I have a credit card where I can put it on advance, and I have a float that lets me worry about it a month later, that we can do this. Otherwise, I don't know how anybody can function in politics. We did a campaign once for Congress for Joe Martinez the 24th, and the campaign treasurer wouldn't let us have a credit card. So how the hell do you expect us to do anything? Anyway, so that's how it works. But what we do here, which we didn't do in some other places in politics, is we are a 527 PAC. That means we report everything we collect, everything is documented, he has all the receipts, and I have a couple of times, I've actually made mistakes and done a duplicate, because I tend to cut and paste, and he caught me, and he said, I don't know, Chris, it looks like you got 2 bills at the same time. I said, how do you expect me to make any money if I can't do it? Anyway, so that's why I have a checks and balance with the treasurer, because mistakes can be made.
He writes the checks
and I make the mistakes.
We have multiple check signers.
Anyway,
so
yeah, we have a process that there are no more. There's only 2. There had to be 2 signatories in every check. So it's a tightly controlled process. Thank you, Mark. Mark's doing a great job. This is your first month. Oh, we are not broke.
No, you're still on probation.
Before you came in.
Still on probation.
We have to talk about his
Lynn
salary.
had, always we had 1,000 or more.
Here's the other footnote to the financial report. We need to understand a couple things. We had absolutely no support from the county party or the state party in running the Hillary Clinton campaign office from October 1 to the day we took occupancy.
All out of pocket, yes, we told Democratic Club.
Until the 8th of November. 0. As a matter of fact, I went on the website yesterday, and I was looking for some other information. Somebody wanted to know where the clubs were in another area. And I said, these are campaign offices. They had all the campaign offices for the LA County Committee listed.
Cheese and crackers.
Who could that be?
Deb Evans. She's supporting Eric Bauman.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, so we had, where was I?
You were finished?
Real support.
You were finished, sorry.
Yeah, you were finished.
I'm having a single moment.
You were just saying good night.
Good night. Oh, good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. All right, hang on. So basically, we had no support. So they listed all the campaign offices in LA County. We were not listed.
Oh, my God.
We were never listed.
We're a road Democratic club.
On the 7th of
January.
No, November.
This sounds religious.
The
On
day
the
before-
7th of...
On the 7th seal,
The
the troglodytes came out of the cave. Anyway, Chris, please. So basically what happened was, we had Kamala Harris, Senator Lara, Mayor Garcia,
Thank you.
Chris, please, came into the campaign office for Hillary.
They were all there, it was great.
Came in, they saw that we had 100 people, this guy helped manage that office, doing phone banks, and they kind of looked around and said, oh. It was like, and Mary Young, other office manager, she looked at them and said, oh, you people are disrupting our process. Hey, so until that day, none of these people from the establishment had been in our office. Then at the 7th, the day before election day, Boss Eric shows up at 3:30 in the afternoon on election day, and this is, I got to tell you this part. He walks in with his acolytes and whatever they were, his boys.
Minions.
And minions, yeah, his entourage. And he walks in, and Mary's there and said, hi, can I help you? He said, well, I'm Eric Bauman. And she said, so?
You gotta love Mary, she didn't know
No,
who this
she knew exactly. She knew exactly
self-important
who
person
he was. Just knew he was self-important. And then he said, I need to speak. About? And she was so cool. And then she said, you need to talk to Chris. I was in the back office and doing something on the computer. He walked in and I said, who is that? I said, she runs the office. In other words, knock it off, fool. Then he said, is there a place where you can have a drink? So we let him talk for a couple of minutes. We went around, yeah, and he's gay and I'm gay. So we went to the St. Mary's around the corner.
St. Mary's?
They went with the priest.
It was Sacramento wine, martini. Anyway, so we went to Mary's, Hamburger Mary's.
They went to the cathedral, the two biggest queens of Long Beach.
Hey, that's the barge in the bay, don't give me that. All right, so here's the deal. And he sat there and said, well, I'm here to help. I said, Eric, it's election day. You know what he brought? I'll show you later. I have the flyer. It's a trifold flyer with Roosevelt and Obama and Hillary and Trump.
Roosevelt?
Yeah, it was.
And I said, what the hell is this? It wasn't even a hang piece. It didn't have
Probably
a rubber
cost
band on it.
$100,000 to print these out.
And
No joke.
Gave us 100 of these flyers, right?
God.
At 3:30 on election day for an election we weren't walking. I don't need a walk piece, let alone a $4 walk piece at this late hour.
Oh my.
Send them to Nevada. What are you kidding me? Anyway, so.
No wonder she lost.
I will.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the reason.
Anyway, we won't go there. All right.
I was going to make a comment about, when I was reading that off, the high figures to back for Chris was due to the pay reimbursement for the office, for the
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
We were using to
Hotspots.
hotspots, and they were costing us a fortune.
Well, and I would like to just say to that,
That's why there was so much.
even though we did not accomplish our objective with that office per se, you know, the day that, I mean, I was there the last 2 days, and I mean, a lot of us were, and the fact that there were 100 to 150 people in there that we were able to mobilize,
So
who either walked in
Yeah.
or
We called
called and had them
Yeah.
come in, and they were there, and they are on our lists now.
Right.
So
Yes.
it was like, it's not, all was not lost.
Not only that, but I think it's
Not
real
by any
important. Those elected officials, I just mentioned who they were, came in there and saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's a.
And those of us in that room got to see in the flesh Kamala Harris
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
more closer than that door. I mean,
Right.
like, it was amazing.
Back there,
She's
yes.
amazed, she's amazing.
No, she is. 2020 vision.
Yes.
Chris?
Yeah.
We got Catherine.
Shushing.
Your mother's talking, quiet.
No,
We were successful in getting a Democratic
Your mother's
senator in Nevada.
That's right, I saw her on TV
Yes,
yesterday.
right.
We won Masto in Nevada, we won Hillary in Nevada, we damn near won,
That's who we were.
Colonel
Nevada.
in,
Alligator.
those are the campaigns this club supported and worked.
Yeah.
We made the buttons, we sent people on the buses, we did the work,
We
that's
gave
what's important.
Gave them money.
The other thing I do want to be, and just another footnote for report on finances. We did receive some support from elected officials.
That guy has a knife and a skill, I was
He's trying to shut Robeson up.
I have the conch. Well, let me talk. All right, so here's the rest of my footnote on this, is that we did get some support from elected officials and clubs. All right, I will enumerate them now so you need to know who these people are. Okay, so the Landon Democratic Club gave us $300. The Women's Study Group Club gave us $300. The Representative Alan Lowenthal gave us $500.
Wait, are these people that actually gave us some money?
They
Yes.
did.
Okay, because there's some that have not yet.
Can I finish?
No.
Move ahead and don't
So,
piss
we are due
Piss
some,
mood.
That's my question.
Oh, we
Stop
have money
talking.
coming in.
please, stop.
we
Okay,
get
so
some
we
from
have,
O'Donnell?
we have some, yes, and Patrick O'Donnell. We have $500 from Patrick O'Donnell. So that's significant help. We are still expecting money from former Congresswoman, because that's what she was at the time, Janice Hahn, 500, and 300 from the Long Beach STEM Club. All right, and I'm still trying to pressure Senator Lara for some money. So the point is, we had some support, but not from the state party, not from the county party. Now, one third footnote is that we did a voter reg bonus, bounty program, all right? where we've done it for the last 5 years, where we do voter reg. Every voter reg that has just a name is $3. If you have a phone number, another 50 cents. You add an email, another 50 cents. Permanent absentee, another 50. So you can get between $3 and $4.50 per reg. We turned in 950 voter reg.
All of our farmers market voter reg.
And it was both campaigns. And I don't want to.
Don't bring that up. Just
All right.
say
It was for across the board since the entire year. So we did a lot of voter reg.
Nice.
Now what happened is we got a letter or an email from the state party.
Yeah.
You have to have your voter reg forms in on November 8th.
Never had that before.
Gee, what were we doing on November 8th? Some of us were working. Then I said, can we have an extension? Certainly. What do you want? 15th. Done. Then I'm saying, where's our check? We're talking about $3 grand.
$3,300.
Between 28 and 33, depending on how many, emails and whatever.
$3,300.
Yeah. So I kept saying, where is our check? And they said, oh, by the way, we found your submission. We put it it was on the floor in a stack of ones that came in late.
That was a literal email response.
I can show you. It was
in a stack.
And I said, this is unacceptable. Rather than responding back, I contacted our rep, all right, Sergio Carrillo, who's our state party
He
rep.
bats for us, so.
So, and he helped with it.
He
So
does.
basically, heard nothing. So yesterday I called him and said, I got a board meeting. I need to know what's going on. We have to file suit to get our money. What's going on? Give an MOU. This is not something that they just get to do on their own. Anyway, he said, I talked to Chris Myers, who's the executive director of the party, and I asked him, whatever you have to do, you get the Yes We Can Democratic Club some money, because they earned it. The reason he thinks that happened is that there was so much voter reg across the state that their budget for reimbursement on the bounty program was depleted.
They have millions of dollars.
But
whatever.
come on, he said, get it from some
They
other
have
source.
millions of dollars.
Otherwise, it's going on the Kimberly Ellis hit list of nasty things that Bauman's done, because he's vice chair of the party, and we had no help. All right.
We don't know that for a fact.
Is that the whole?
So you're getting the money?
No, we're still fighting it.
We're still fighting it.
So
We
we
hope
are
to get the
very
money.
rich at $85.
Anyway, but we have this lovely fundraiser at Ann and Virginia's home on St. Patrick's Day or the day after. We need to build for that. We need to raise some money.
And well, it's mainly a party, right, Chris?
Huh?
It's mainly a party.
Yeah, it's a fun
It's a
gathering.
party,
of
but
us.
we're just gonna
Yes,
have
we're
some.
gonna raise some money and have some fun.
St. Patty's
Okay.
Day.
All right, so, Chris, up for Blue Revolution.
Oh,
Award.
me? Can I speak now?
Yes, you can.
Your
Put it
Highness.
behind my back.
Your Highness.
Ernest.
Okay, no fights.
Okay, so, do I really have the conch now?
Only for a minute.
Okay, everybody, this document right here, Blue Revolution, was our slate. And the brilliance of this slate, Phil, real quick, please. The brilliance of this slate was the fact it was made up of people in the Democratic Party that both worked for Bernie and both worked for Hillary. Okay, this is the brilliance of the Blue
By
Revolution.
design.
It's a Phil,
Yeah.
please, give me the conch. Robeson just, yeah, and it's a house divided. We have a house divided. I'm not talking about Robeson and I, but
That's another house.
there is a house divided right now. Yes, there is. Don't, Menser, don't shake your head.
Yes, there is.
Back during the primary election, it was the Bernie Bros. The Bernie Bros were the devil. The Bernie Bros were those that were causing the rift. Okay? Now, post-election, there's actually the Hillary Bros now. And they were bros for Hillary, now they're bros for America. Is now where we're at. So it went from a house divided to a house divided, continuing to be a house divided. Now, I don't know how to remedy this, but yet this needs to be remedied, or we're not going to win any. Mama, cover your ears, ladies, cover your ears. We're not going to win a goddamn election for a Democrat. There is a massive rift, a house divided within the Democratic Party.
Are you talking about the national or the state or just?
Shayna, I'm talking city council, school board, college board. I'm talking Congress, I'm
Yes,
talking
we can't have
Assembly,
club.
I'm talking the Democratic Party, Shayna.
But there's.
It's a house divided, the entire
She has to
Democratic
fight
Party.
against Hillary.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get
and
angry.
Bernie?
Just asked a question.
Is it divided against Hillary and Berniacs or?
No,
Berniacs?
it's
What's it
divided,
exactly?
it's the Democratic Party is divided.
Progressives versus establishment.
No, it's not, Robeson, don't say that.
What
It is
is it?
not.
I don't think
It is
so.
those that
That
supported,
makes it
guys, come on, come on.
Too simplistic.
It is between those that supported Hillary from the beginning, from those that supported Bernie from the beginning. And those that supported Hillary are blaming those that supported Bernie, and those that supported Bernie are blaming Hillary for Bernie not getting to where Hillary was to be elected president of the United States. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a house divided. Who knows what a house divided is?
Yes.
Come on,
We all
UCLA,
know.
USC, come on. That's what it is. We're both in LA, we're both in the same house, it's a house divided.
Clippers are.
And my entire point here is that we're not going to travel anywhere unless we sit at our dinner table and come to terms, in agreement with what we did, and then what we need to do. And that rift, it's not a wound, it's an abrasion.
Right.
But these folks don't understand that. Though everything that I'm reading, the folks do not understand that's an abrasion. They literally think it's a scar.
Who's the folks?
Both,
The
both
Shayna,
sides.
the Hillary, and the Bernie people.
All
There's
of
these
us,
hardcore.
collectively.
It's
The whole
hardcore.
party.
It's Bernie, it's Hillary, but it's in the same house. It's a Democratic Party.
But why don't we just get over it? We have bigger fish
Well-
to fry. I
Well,
mean, just
Shayna,
get
that's the
over
whole
it.
point of this, and I'm not
That's
coming down
what
on
we're
you.
talking
But
about.
it's not that simple.
Well,
There's emotion involved. There's loss. Shayna, there's loss. There's loss involved in this, okay? And each side lost, and they're blaming the other side within the same house.
That's egos, you know, get
Well,
over
no.
it.
No,
All
it's
right,
more
so
than
your
No,
point,
you're
well,
being, no.
Chris,
You're being very
Chris,
caustic
move
there.
forward. No,
Yeah, go on.
move forward
But
because your
Laurel,
point,
the
your
point
point
being
is out
is,
here and
no,
it's,
the
like,
whole purpose of me,
Right,
hold on, the
right.
whole purpose of me bringing this up is, come on, we got intelligent people in this room. We have educators, we have mental health people, we have, come on, how do you resolve this? How do you make somebody that feels that they lost that which was so golden to them?
Okay.
That was-
All right, I have some ideas, and I think it's happening from some people I know and friends.
lost.
And I think that, I mean, it's how you get through it as you go through it. And there are people, especially as, I mean, I was in terrible shape after the election, but I was in worse shape on Inauguration Day. And I have been almost in that state till now. And so it's only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I am in a grieving state. I cannot believe that this is the America I know. But I am now focusing on him, and I'm not focusing on my fellow
But that isn't
voters.
Laurel. We're on-
Because we're moving forward, and I think that people
February
have.
2nd, and that those people, let me.
But I mean, I think it will work its way out for most people.
But we don't have,
Why?
but those people
I
need
do.
assistance. Like, let me give you an example right now. I'm
Need
on a
assistance.
webpage after, I'm on the Bros for America, which was Bros for Hillary. I'm on that Facebook, and it manifested into this wonderful thing. It manifested into women coming in and everybody. First, it was like it was a gay thing, and all of us gay guys were for Hillary, and also it manifested into that all these women came in, and I've been reading this in the past literally month. That they're like, we're all looking forward to 2018. I'm ready to work for 2018. Yet, if any of these people run in 2018 or Bernie Kratz, I won't have a damn thing to do with them. And that is literally, I've taken photographs. I showed Lynn this.
That's one person.
No, it's not, Ropes.
No,
Don't
and
tell
it's
me what I'm reading, okay?
You're reading one person's thoughts?
No, it's not.
Yes, you are.
Because people, okay, so
You're reading a post.
Let me finish. So one person, and this is the power of social media. So one person posts that,
Yeah.
and then 1,127 people like it.
Yeah.
And
That is
12
not,
million people don't like it.
that is not one person. Okay?
Okay,
Now
but
this is
what do we do? Yeah,
that's
let's-
why, you guys, that's why I'm posting this to you intelligent people. Is how do we,
So first
how do
of
we heal the
all,
wound?
so I just want to repeat
You're
what I was
fucking
going to say.
ignoring
I
move on.
feel
No, you
like
don't,
Yes,
Robeson.
of course you do.
You don't win
But you
elections by ignoring people. That's why Donald Trump won.
I have something that I.
Let her talk
I
it.
just want to say, I just want to
Somebody
make
else
my
talk.
point, and then we'll talk to other people, and then, because we're not going to solve it
Okay, Laura,
overnight,
go
you
ahead.
should know that. okay?
I'm sorry, we're not what?
We're not gonna solve it here tonight.
I know, but.
But we can bring it up and talk about it.
Yeah.
All right,
move
so,
forward.
so what I believe firmly, when people have, when this is a powerful thing that happened to us all. And I think that part of what you do in the beginning, what I started to say, like on the day of the inauguration, I started blaming people. Not necessarily burning people, but just everybody else. I was blaming, because I didn't know how else to deal with this feeling of grief I had. All right, now 14 days out, whatever it is, this maniac is in there, but I'm getting a little better. And I think that the first thing we have to do is give us about 2 months and see what happens, and then
Not
we
from
start
today.
pushing. Well, no, from the inauguration.
No, but
I mean,
the
I'm
2
just
months are
making that up.
over. Oh, I see what
No,
you're
it's
saying.
not,
Okay,
because
you're
the
right, you're right.
inauguration started, we
Yeah.
started the clock.
2 weeks ago.
Candy?
So, I think just like simmer down a little bit until a few months go by.
No, but it's.
Candy, go ahead.
Yes,
I don't
I
think
do.
that's
We can't, we
Candy,
guys,
one
hold
at a
on,
time.
hold on.
Candy's
I
got
just wanted to say that what you're describing there is the grieving process.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Which we all realize, there are people still grieving over the Civil War.
Yeah.
We have to
Exactly.
realize that everybody has their own grieving process.
Right.
And we have to work with individuals as individuals. Some people are gonna grieve and they're gonna be, back working together in a day. Some people, like I said, Civil War isn't over.
Right.
But
I get
even,
that.
wait, hold on real
You have
quick.
to work the best you can with what you can. and,
But
and have a
even this
strategy.
evening, bringing up Bernie, like you supported Bernie.
Right.
It literally, for people that supported Hillary in the room, it festered, it inflamed.
It showed people, yes.
And it's going to, Nada, go ahead.
Well, so, I've been reading a lot.
You guys, come on, one meeting.
I've been reading a lot, and I've been reading a lot about how there was an op-ed about the demographics in this, and then I read the Hillary people hating the Bernie people and the Bernie people hating the Hillary people. And it seems to me the way out is A, time, but B, ideas of what we are putting forth. And the people who embody those ideas. I mean, I don't write letters to the editor, but when I read this thing about watch this demographic, I said, that's the problem. We're watching we don't have ideas we're putting forth. And the progressive platform, I mean, we won because we worked our asses off. That's how we won.
Right.
Yeah,
But
we did.
we also had ideas
Ideas.
that we were putting there. And if we could do that in every election that we go with, these aren't little ideas, but ideas about process and ideas about substance and back candidate and keep pushing the idea issue out there. I think that will help the healing a great deal.
Jeannie, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's sort of what I was gonna say too, is I think we're never going to be able to like manage or control the mumblings, like there's still people still grumbling about Nader. It's like, come on. You know what I mean? So I think the answer is to just have that vision of what drives us forward and just keep our eyes on that, and we'll attract people from every
Taking our party back.
I would like to see something that everybody could agree on, along the lines of, I am a Democrat because, and limit it to, say, 10 things. I'm a Democrat because I believe in this. I'm a Democrat because I believe in that. And then the rest just becomes an argument over who can best make those things
Implement it,
happen or
yeah.
implement those
I wish
things.
that everybody here was here the other night when we had the training, I call it Convention 101. Carrie Scoville is one of our leaders in our Blue Revolution, made that same point that Nada was just talking about, and sort of what you were talking about. It's real important we depersonify this. We don't demonize whoever the leader is, whoever we're sitting across from. But basically we're talking about ideas, and more specifically, we talked earlier, it is about two sets of ideas. One is a set of specific reforms that we're going to work with Kimberly Ellis to effect on our party. The other is at least 4 key issues. And if we can adhere to those without going off too much in the weeds, we can accomplish a lot. And we focus on that rather than who supported who when, and who was cleaner and who was what.
Yeah.
It's all about looking forward.
But here's the gig though, is, and I would say the most predominant means of social media is Facebook. So that means that all of us in this room need to, we really need to organize here. Shana, please. We really need to organize and all of us post on our Facebooks that we understand the house divided. We understand the loss that we all have. The Hillary, the Bernie loss, but you know what? We're still one family. We're still one democratic family, and that really needs to be posted, reiterated, shared.
Get off the
And
personality
these
and
are
onto the
still our
issues.
tenets that we believe in.
Let's decide on
it's
what
Wait, real quick, let
issues
Connie
should we
speak.
Oh, it's just our
Well,
values.
just
David, after Connie.
It's what our democratic values are that we all stand behind.
No, but it's-
But have you
No,
guys?
but there's loss.
Well, right,
It's
I
fine.
feel lost
just
too,
wait
but I
a little
wanna
while.
move on.
Yeah,
Right.
But
I'm ready
the
to
thing
move
is
on.
that, have you guys, do you listen to them when they talk? It's all that same marketing. They know how to market themselves. All of them, the VP, all of them are saying those same things he
And it's
said
talking points.
every time,
Well,
no matter when they speak.
Remember George Lakoff? George
Yeah.
Lakoff said you have to use the language. I
Right.
mean, marketing,
True.
it's called branding.
I know.
We need to
and
brand
he
ourselves and
knows
say,
how
wait.
to do it. They
Well,
all
we know how to do it too.
Well, let's
Here,
do it.
We are doing
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm saying. We have 13 reforms. Now, that's inside politics. That's not something we're in the LA Times. That's something we do to the delegates who are going to be able to vote in the convention. The other are the 4 principal planks. What are they? Real simple. Money out of politics,
Right.
all right? Healthcare for all, immigration reform, meaningful immigration reform, and stop fracking. That's 4 we can all agree on. Let's not have 15 or 30 or 500.
I think Ann, you said it right though, in a sense, that it's those things that we have mutualism with.
When,
And that's what we need, and it needs to be
I
those
grew up
things that we
Catholic.
send out in the stratosphere
and you have the
to bring us all
Apostles'
together to
Creed.
digest, to
And you
pass this
said this
gas.
every Sunday, and it was like, I believe in, and there were X amount
All
of
right,
things.
but I just
that you
listed
believed in.
4 planks.
There you
Is
go.
there anybody has an objection to any of the 4 of them? Now, I know we probably all have 5 or 6 more we'd like to add. Let's go with 4, all right?
Yeah.
And the specific
What are we
party,
doing with the 4 though? This is.
No, but here's the
those
like
are
I
just a
said.
minute.
Creating unity within the.
No,
party.
but
Let's have a
you have to
committee
you have
on
to
each one.
acknowledge everybody in the room when you're on your Facebook. You have to acknowledge or your Twitter or whatever it is, your emails to your folks. You have to admit to the fact. Hey, you know, I posted on the Facebook that I was a Bernie supporter. I posted on the Facebook as a Hillary supporter. But you know what? I'm a
yeah,
Democrat.
why are we still talking?
I
Robson,
know,
let's
I
stop
throw
talking
that
about
away.
that.
Robson,
No, stop talking about it.
Robson, it's never, you can't have a family that has an issue and
Yes.
expect that issue to be resolved unless the family sits at the table and discusses
There's
it.
always a 400 gorilla in the room in your family.
No, you have
But I
to,
think
Whoa.
most people have moved
it has to be
on.
discussed. It's
Most
like,
people have moved
yeah,
on.
you know,
Lots
I
of
posted
You
on,
can't move
no,
on.
Laurel, they have not moved
No, they
on.
haven't, Laurel.
You know what, you wanna lose, you wanna lose,
Wait,
you
we
wanna
can
lose.
debate this the rest of
Yeah,
our lives.
yeah.
Let us
I don't know
move
where
on
we're go- I don't
with
know where we're
4
going
planks
with this.
and 13 reforms.
And then.
That's
I
what
know,
this
my-
woman
my
wants to
group of
do.
You
friends
have to
were
heal
moved on. They
Robson.
were all Hillary supporters.
Right.
Robson, you're talking about
Moved
Kimberly
on.
Ellis. Half the people in the room don't know who Kimberly
We are
Ellis is.
talking about Kimberly
They don't know
Ellis
about
as
the
a movement
reforms.
toward the
Guys,
future.
it's
You gotta look
Stop
at
it, Chris.
You gotta look at the bigger
It's
picture.
not
All
a
right, fine, I'm
little
leaving.
here.
Can we end
Fuck.
this?
You gotta heal the wounds.
In our conversations, whether it's on Facebook or with friends and acquaintances.
Acknowledge.
that When you can say, I vote Democratic because I believe that healthcare is an American right.
See, and I agree with that.
And to be able to have a limited list of these things, when I went to the Women's March, we stood and we listened to, there had to have been 40 speeches. There were 6 or 7 different representatives from various Native American tribal leaders from the Southern California area. And each one had a very narrow focus that they were hoping to promote as part of this march. Now, the numbers, I think, said a lot. But as far as what the hell was it all about,
nobody could actually say, because it wasn't, we are here because of 1, 2, 3, and 4. There were 50,000 different people who were speakers that were here. They had 5 or 6 different sororities who each spoke on very fine points that they didn't think that the other sororities were addressing.
And that's the thing is like, I mean, put in perspective, our political correctness has lost us a lot.
The inclusiveness.
And the Democratic
I'm
Party.
gonna call it
So it's like my
I am
point
gonna
being-
call it into this discussion.
Let me finish
No,
up
you're
real
done.
quick. But then when, it's all gonna take us to bring us together. Nobody in this group.
That's true.
That's my point, entire point.
I understand, thank you, I'm sorry, we disagree a little bit. Here's the
A
thing.
little bit.
Here's the thing. We are, the Blue Revolution and Red to Blue, the other thing we're going to do, I don't know if you saw this tonight, but the state party is allocating staff support to 4 districts, including Royce, the Royce race, and the ISA race for 18. They're starting now. So we should support that and give them accolade.
There's actually, wait, hold on, there's 7 congressional districts in the state of California that the DNC is going to, in 2018, allocate funds to 7 in the state of California. They just came out actually today.
That's great.
Well,
Because
the
usually
four-
they don't do it
I
at
saw
all.
4 from the state party, but anyway, whatever it is, they're pretty much the same, maybe a couple of different.
Oh, there's
races.
overlays, yeah.
Okay, we have a report, we don't have a report for membership. Unfortunately, Mary Young, who is the chair of membership, has some health issues, and she is asking for a leave of absence for a year. I've asked her to reconsider, but we'll see what happens. So there is an opening for membership chair, so if anyone wants to help us do membership, it's really important, because that's what the club needs.
And it's funds, you guys, it's revenue,
Please
membership.
please let me know. Okay, media and webpage. Stuart, do you have a report?
Just basically, we met this evening, and we're going to revamp, update the website. We have a lot of ideas, and we're gonna meet again probably next week at my house. And there'll be a lot more to report on at the next meeting.
All right, so
We're just starting.
what we need to do is we're talking, look at the website. There are not a lot of hits. We want to get more
Yeah.
involvement. Look at it kind of critically, analytically, what makes more sense. One of the things I brought up is it doesn't really work with cell phone. We need to have a cell phone smart program. We also need to have, and I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think we still need to have more descriptive URL. Because YWC, I can't even do it, I've been president of the club for a long time, it's really hard to do. Instead of say, yeswecan.com or something.
Yeswecan.com. As of tonight, it's still available.
So there are a lot of things we need to do to make it more lively. Okay, any questions on the reports, okay? Everybody, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We can continue discussion in a lively fashion, but you're ready to go, thank you.